Right, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Today, we are reviewing all of the transfers that have happened so far in the transfer window. Today is the 30th of July. So let's get straight into it. 30th of June, yeah, good point. Yeah, it is June. Flip me. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you are following us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And please do leave us a 5-star review. It helps us more than you can imagine. Anyways, enjoy the podcast. Woo! 30th of July,
great
jeez.
Content.
Yeah, great content. Great start, but we've got Stella Cast on. Thank you. We've got Ben.
We don't know what day it'll be going out, do we?
No, but I'm just saying.
Oh, it's the 30th
of June, so then
July.
The July. No. It's not like that. I'm saying it's the 30th of June. Just in case.
To Man U for 60 million.
I just thought, if I preface the date, people go, why didn't you talk about this transfer? Just so people know. So it's 30th of June, sorry. Thank you, Ben. We've got Stella Cast on anyway. We've got Ben. We've got Mike. We've got me, BucketHatSam. I'm a West Brom fan. Ben's a West Brom fan. And Mike is an Arsenal fan.
You feeling sad?
Let's get straight into it. Why?
You got a black bucket hat on?
This is because we were just talking about the fact that I keep wearing the same one, and this is actually the lightest bucket hat I own, and it's waterproof, so all the sweat hopefully will be soaked up. Nice. And it was the first bucket hat I got, so it was a little bit of a throwback. I saw it at the bottom of the...
And for once, it actually matches what you're wearing.
It does, yeah.
Which is not a complete colour clash.
But that's why I do it normally. It's to stand out, and that's, I don't like the fact you've said that now. I might have to change. Yeah, I might have to change. I'll just change mid-pod.
I like that, like just seamless transition.
A lot of people messaged me about Matt's transition, by the way, in the episode. Matt, mid-episode, changed his shirt, and we cut it so you didn't notice the jump. Everyone noticed the jump.
I don't know what
the amount of people messaged me going, what happened? It was like a glitch because I didn't realise if you watch it back, there's a slight flicker. He moves. It's as if he's done like the fastest change in football shirts. Right though, let's get straight into it. We're doing not just transfers in the Premier League, by the way. We're doing all the biggest.
What's like the? We're
just going to discuss them.
Good.
Just give our opinions.
Stinks.
We can say. Flop.
Is it a tier? Or is it a
no,
grade?
Just discuss. Yeah, just give our opinions. Just say whether we think it's a good transfer or if it's going to be a flop, and kind of we can analyse it.
Played the game yet.
Yeah, exactly. Great episode. So we'll start off
totally theoretical episode.
Exactly. This is what people love, because normally when we predict stuff, it normally goes right. So
we're really good at predictions.
Kelleher
to Brentford for 14.8 million.
Terrible.
Awful
signing.
I have to admit, I think it's such good business.
For how much?
14.8 million euros.
That's really good.
Works out around 11 to 12 million pounds.
Yeah, and they sold Flecken as well, didn't they?
For a slightly less, but around the same ballpark, wasn't it? About 10 mil.
So.
Mental, isn't it?
So
we were talking about what his level is. I was surprised.
I think he's got a great agent. He's let a few clangers in sometimes, hasn't he?
No, I know, but I think
I think people are getting a bit excited by him.
Me, definitely.
Kelleher.
Yeah.
He's good.
I meant Flecken, sorry. I'd let a few clangers in. Like, at times, I wonder whether he's one of them keepers that looks really good because he's really busy.
Yeah.
And then he's, like, prone to dropping a mistake.
I think Kelleher was good. And when he first came in, he had, like, the first 3 or 4 games. You were like, oh, my God, he didn't put a foot wrong. And he was awesome. But then when he had a prolonged run in the team, you started to see a few like errors in his game, and then as soon as Alisson came back, the difference was like night and day.
Yeah,
but I still think he's a very, very good.
Yeah, those last couple of games he let a couple in, hadn't he?
But I think that he's definitely. I'm glad he's got a move because I wanted to see him play first.
And Brentford's probably a good side to go to.
Intrigued to see how they get on this season.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit worried about them without Frank.
I think they'll be okay.
Without Frank, without Norgard, and potentially without Mbeumo, depending. I know he said he's happy to stay at Brentford, but obviously I know he's twerking for a move away.
Yeah, he's going.
I would just be a little bit worried when they're losing their spine. And Ben Mee being released as well, sad times. But yeah, I'm just a little bit worried about Brentford this season.
I completely understand, and I think on paper you look at it and everyone would be worried. I think Brentford fans probably worried, but I think Brentford are just going to Brentford and pull out the analytics and sign some solid players and just grind out results like
probably
they do.
Some of the thinking behind hiring the set piece coach, isn't it? He's dived in all the data and involved in all of that, so probody knows more the ins
and Frank
outs
was
of the
Frank was a promotion from within. They've just followed the
It's what they do. Yeah.
So
we're all saying good transfer.
Good.
Yeah, there we go. There's the first good straight
terrible.
away.
Just keep that in terrible. So when it comes off. Classic.
Just so then we can
talks ball.
We've said
predictions.
Both. Next one, then we're going to go to the biggest transfer of the window and a record Premier League transfer fee for Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. Florian Wirtz for 125 million euros as a base fee. There are add-ons in there, which is crazy. Do you know what? I've only seen him in parts. I'm not going to lie and say I watched Leverkusen. I watched a lot of him in the Euros, and I really liked him at that Euros. Yes. I thought he was probably one of the only shining lights in that Germany side because they were a little bit stinky, weren't they, at the Euros? They weren't that exciting. But it's a lot of money.
And the Bundesliga's reputation on the whole.
There we go.
It's not very good, is it, coming to the Premier League?
No.
Granted, there's a few. I can think of one exception.
Well, it's Naby Keita, part 2, isn't it, this?
King Kai.
And Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
You know, there are a couple
Timo
of
Werner.
He did. To be fair, Matt was right. He did definitely score those 10 goals.
But yeah, I just think this is a big... I think he's going to be a great signing, but I think he's going to have the typical thing where
but when you're 120... Is that pounds or euros?
Euros, 125 million pounds.
You're expected to be one of the best players in the world instantly.
Well, exactly. This is what I was...
He's very, very good, very, very talented. But to come into the Premier League and you're not the main man at the team with that price tag and to adjust, and he's quite young still. Kevin De Bruyne came in as the finished product.
Yeah.
He's a 10 or plays on the left.
Like you said, every time I've watched him, I've been like, wow, he is brilliant.
But he's going to have to do that week in, week out.
Exactly. Like, what is a good season for him? You want 20 goal contributions with minimum, maybe.
Yeah, and that's mad that you're saying that, but I completely agree. If you are the Premier League record transfer fee...
When it's about Champions League and all that, with they're competing on all fronts, he's got to be... Yeah, he's got to do that.
I think the saving bit for him to start off with is that European football might be the best way to settle him in.
Get him in early, yeah.
He's settled into that. He can do that. That's like... It's not the same intensity, is it, when you play towards the Premier League week in, week out? It's not, is it, when you get some of those...
But they went far, to be fair, didn't they? This year they lost to... Was it Bayern? Didn't they got battered by Bayern in the round of 16, I think?
Yeah.
Yes. So they got far, and he was decent. But yeah, I think it's a big ask, if I'm honest. I never... And we've done this before, where if you look at the majority of the biggest transfers of all time... They
just don't work.
They never normally work, which is mental, isn't it, when you think about it? But I just think it's a big ask.
And he loves a haircut as well.
Does he?
Many hairstyles.
Oh, yeah, he has. I was going to say pink. Yeah, he's a pink.
He's got like a bit of a... What is it? Like a mohawky, mullety short thing. And he's got like a buzz. So
you are right with the... Where does he play, though? Because
I watched on the...
It kind of looks like... Maybe it's like the old Firmino role.
Like a false nine.
But
so I watched a Tifo video, and Tifo are the best for this, by the way, because you can compare. So he can play in the false nine. His main position is a number 10, but he spent a lot of time playing on the left, wide. So,
but with Luis Diaz staying,
that's what I mean. So,
that's not, and they haven't got the striker.
So
unless it's Gakpo or Jota again, but.
Yeah, or is he going to swap with Szoboszlai and play as a more advanced role in the three? You don't know.
You wouldn't think that he'd break into that midfield three. You'd think he'd be part of the forward line.
That's what I mean. It's an interesting one, but obviously they've got an idea, because you don't spend 125 million if you haven't got a plan. No. So they'll know what they're doing, but I just think it's... I'm going to say not. I think it's going to be a flop. It never works when you spend this amount of money.
The odds are in your favour to say it is going to be a flop, I think.
Yeah. Because I think he's going to be a great player, but as you said, for that fee, he has to be world class. He has to be in the contention to be the best player in the Premier League instantly for 125 million.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're putting pressure on him already, but he's already got the pressure from the fee. So, yeah, I'm excited though, because we want to see. This is the kind of talent that normally goes to Bayern, so I'm glad to see. You're sorry?
Lafay.
We won't be talking about him, don't worry. Next, we've got... Joe Bellingham to Dortmund for 30.5 million.
I think this is really good.
I'm with you.
Obviously, before the promotion and the playoff push on getting promoted, I've watched them a couple of times in championships in that lead up to the playoffs, and I was like, oh, he's a player, isn't he? And he's like the type of player I'd just think to Arsenal, just go and get him.
You were linked, weren't you?
Just go and get him for like a short, like a 20 million or something. But then, obviously, as soon as they got promoted, it was going to be a different like market completely. But I really like
I
him.
think it's such a clever move by him because I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, why would you leave? Like, why would you leave? You just got promoted. You got a chance to play in the Premier League." But let's not lie about it. Sunderland's chances of staying up are.
Yeah.
So if he plays for Sunderland, they have a stinker of a season. His stock drops immediately,
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the best place for him to thrive anyway. Is it?
and the demand then for him will have worn off. So really, it's a great move for Sunderland because they've made a huge margin of profit on him. And it's a huge move for him because if he stays 12 months, that move and option might not be there. If he has a poor season, they might not come back in for him.
And we talk about it all the time. Dortmund is a great place for youth
great-
talent.
It's the best. Yeah, it's the best club in the world for developing
His track
talent.
record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And they had a bit of a stinky season last season as well. Dortmund did, so that's like there's less. He's not going in at the highest level of Dortmund. So and we've seen. I know he's been playing a lot in the Club World Cup.
He'll be guaranteed game time as part of the move.
Yeah,
And he'll be playing European football.
Yeah,
I like the move. Yeah,
I think it's really good.
I was going to say. I think
And
that's
the potential's there for him to be. I'm not going to say a Jude level player, but a top.
I mean, I think there are different types of players,
Yeah.
which doesn't help his cause, is it? Because
But again, I think
what I
the
mean is-
similarities are so
Yeah,
I think
they're
there
so
are some.
visible.
I just think
the
like,
the build, the comfortable on the
Oh,
ball,
yeah, I
but,
just
but
mean,
not
like-
like a creative player,
No,
just
no.
tidy and
when I watched him for that under-21s game, he was a lot deeper, more of like an 8 almost, having it off the defenders and moving it side
well,
to
that's
side.
that's
and
kind
play-
of what I saw at Sunderland that I liked. That I liked for us the ball progression and the carrying
Yeah.
the ball from deep.
Yeah. I just think
thought,
it's easy.
if we just had another option to do
Yeah. I just think it's easy for people to jump to. Oh, he's got to be like Jude, like
Yeah.
that, playing as like a really high.
but then
10 or-
Jude only really did that at
Towards-
Rail.
yeah,
and
That's what I mean, but
and the
that's-
last
that's
season at
the-
Dortmund, he started off as that midfielder.
Yeah, but I mean, people remember that
Yeah, of
first,
course
don't
they
they?
do.
So they're going to jump to that, and I just hope they appreciate, like
Oh,
we
no,
just
it's
said, they're
different
different
players.
players. You can offer different things, but there's a lot of, like you say, a lot of similarities there.
I think it's sensible business because he's had a great season, and people and obviously being fans from the Championship, you see every club will say he's pony. Every club seems to do it, and everyone compares. He's getting shouts from Coventry fans at the Club World Cup saying that Jack Radoni's a better player than him and things because he might have out-battled him in one game. But across the course of the season, if you watch a lot of the Championship, he was one of the standout players, and it wasn't just because of his name. He was incredible. And flip me, as you said, some of the games in the Championship where you watch him, because obviously that midfield for Sunderland they are just a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
The battling they had to do, they had to really like grow up quite fast this season. You saw that earlier on in the season, and there's a few games I remember watching. Well, I remember when we drew with them, just the way players try and barge into them, and you could just see already like he was bulking out
Yeah,
and
he's
getting
got
that
the
kind of
size
the
and the
know-how
frame,
thing.
hasn't he?
So now he's going to add to technical ability. So I think it's a really good sign. So I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
Okay then. Next, 74.2 million euros, Cunha to Manchester United. A signing that I forgot
What
even
a player,
happened.
by the way.
I
Can
don't
really
even-
rate him now. Some player.
You can put him in your top 10
Some
players
player.
now.
He can go in my top 10 now. Redo my top 10.
What are your thoughts? Now, this is something I have argued
no
myself
idea.
with.
Absolutely
I don't know.
no idea.
He could have a great season for him personally, but like a Bruno, where his numbers could be really good, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work and Man United are going to improve across the pitch.
I like the player. I don't like the fit at United. Why have they bought another like pseudo striker? Like not quite a real striker, but still classes themselves as a striker.
I know what
like,
you mean, yeah.
Why have they bought another one when you've got Xerxes? Fernandes, you want advanced, although he's a midfielder, but he kind of operates when you get into the final third in the same spaces that Cunha likes to drop into and play those balls. So I don't really understand when you've got a struggling Hoyland. Xerxes showed glimpses towards the end of last season.
When he plays as a 9.5.
Why you've signed another player in that similar position? Maybe it's Anarin figuring out his formation and can play with those two inverted wide forwards.
You're like really narrow.
Really narrow, because
Like a
obviously
Christmas tree.
if like Garnacho's off, you'd like
Well,
Rashford's off.
well, Rashford-
Sancho.
Villa have turned down the offer, haven't they,
Yeah.
today?
So maybe they're going to line up with like a Hoyland, Cunha,
Xerxes.
Xerxes.
You got Mount as
Oh,
well.
God.
He's
In that like
Shiver me timbers, I'm scared. Whoa!
Yeah, I thought
in that, like,
I thought
narrow
Mount I thought
front
Mount
three.
showed some glimpses as well at
Yeah,
times.
he did,
To be
he
fair
did.
to him in that area. But
so maybe he's got
Funny
a plan
front three,
three.
that is. Sorry,
Well,
when
it
you
sounds-
say it like that.
when you say it and look at it on
But
paper.
I know you'd laugh, but like they're all they're all decent players.
Yeah, I know, but it just we've seen. But I know what you mean. They're all like Hoyland shows glimpses, but can't do it for some reason. Like Xerxes shows glimpses, but realistically, we're going off the back of 3 good performances in a year. Like this is the problem we do with these players. We do it all the time where we go, they're at Man United, they've had the fees, they're going to come good. They've had the like Højlund is cack. We've had
1 year of Xerxes.
Is it 1 year of Xerxes? Sorry, we've had 2 years of Højlund, haven't we?
Yeah. He came,
but they're both very young. I'm not. Højlund's probably not shown enough development.
he could have done with somebody who knew how to be a leading number 9.
But this is why I worry that they need somebody to show them the way, and they get in a bloke who grabs glasses off people's faces, throws punches against Bournemouth in the cup. I worry as a signing that is this what they need in a club where there's been leaks anyway, because I don't know what he's like as a character. I can only base it off what he's like on the football pitch, and on the football pitch you can say he's a bit of a hothead.
And we've heard Wolves fans moaning all season about how little he runs or how little effort he shows. I don't think he'll get away with that with Anarim.
Yeah, but
I think if things turn bad,
it could get bad really fast.
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of the easy ones to throw out, isn't it?
Mm.
Doesn't walk.
Got him and Fernandez throwing
the Flappy Birds all the time.
They'll have a flappy off, won't they? Who can flap the most?
I'll join in. So, what are you saying? Good or not? I'm going to say not. I don't think it's a good signing at all.
I'm happy to go.
I just think it's a recipe for disaster. As a player, as you said, I just think he'd work in any other team. I just think it just makes no sense. I just feel like it's but I love the fact that players still do it, where they go, I can be the man to turn Man United around. I always rate that when a player does it. The kahunas on him. Okay, then next we have got Ait-Nouri to Manchester City for €36.8 million.
Oh, what a great player. Could be in my top 10.
What are your thoughts?
I think it's a great signing. No, he's not in gold and black.
I'm in agreement with you. I think it's a great signing, but I also think it is not sorting out the problem Manchester City have. He's so good going forward, and I think he will be amazing inverted, everything like that. But
I just think
he's awful at defending.
It is, but I think it frees up probably their best centre half to actually play centre half now.
Oh no, I agree with you.
Gvardiol.
But I think all Gvardiol's best games have come at
going
left
forward.
back.
I know,
and scoring goals.
I know, but you've got somebody who's better at him than that now, naturally.
I can't see Ait-Nouri scoring the amount of goals that Gvardiol did from left back.
I don't know. I just think his goal when you look at his breakdown,
and I think O'Reilly, whenever he's played, has looked brilliant.
Yeah, he does.
So I don't think it fills a need. And you look at right back, and that is a bit of a problem at City. Because what have you got? You've got Nunes and
Rico Lewis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Walker's not there, is he?
Walker's gone.
Walker's finished. So,
but I look at it. I'm with you. I think it's a great sign in the sense of, as a left back, he's a great player, but I don't think it's not the right fit, because I don't think he sorts what's actually needed. He's great going forward, but that's what they've already got.
Yeah,
they haven't got anybody who can actually defend, and we've seen last season that this is not the Man City of old, where they actually need some defenders. They actually need to be able to defend.
Past 2.5 seasons, the defence has not been anywhere near what it was,
which is why they had the drop off.
They struggle to keep clean sheets, and they can see goals.
Yeah,
even with Stones and Akanji and Ake and Diaz and Gvardiol, they've still struggled to keep clean sheets.
But I think I just think again it's similar with Cunha. It's a great player, but just the wrong fit. It's not the player they needed. Because I think Liverpool could have gone and got him. I think Liverpool, him and Kirkes are great players. I think they're both sort of the problem, but at least Kirkes is more defensively strong.
Yeah, he's
that's why I think Kirkes would have been the better choice. They're both great going forward, but I just think, But I see why Pep's going for him, because he's incredible.
I think that's the difference, isn't it?
It's like having a winger, isn't it?
Technically, Ait-Nouri looks like he's Bambi on ice, but somehow he's really good with the ball.
Yeah, doing roulettes in his own box. No Wolves defender should be doing that, so that's why I can see they've gone. We need that. So we say it's a good transfer or not?
I think it will be a good transfer, but I can see the points as it being a little bit maybe not the perfect fit.
I think it's going to be good, but it's not sort of the problem.
It's
slight improvement, but it's not. Yeah, I was going to say
bigger issues.
What is it? Papering over the cracks.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, boy. Next, then, we will talk about the transfer that I didn't even know it happened. I didn't know this was an option. He was on loan at the club last season, and I wanted to talk about it because it infuriates me. Todibo to West Ham for 40 million.
Oh my
Who?
word!
Do you remember?
He's the centre half
centre
from
half?
Nice. Is it Nice or
Yeah.
something?
I do
like that?
know who he is. I just don't really remember him playing.
40 million.
Well, he played a couple of times and somehow looked worse than
Yep.
every other centre half that
Confirmed. And I looked at this and thought, I don't know if there's so now them. I'm guessing it was an obligation or they
they
had
got. Or
an
appearance based,
Yeah.
maybe.
How on earth they've got 40 million is incredible.
Oh, it's great
You
business.
you've bought 2 new centre backs. You've had like your worst season in years, and you've gone 40 million on that. That's what we need. I just wanted to slag it off because it just wound me up when I saw it earlier. I was going through the Sky Sports website and I was
I
like,
genuinely forgot that they'd signed him.
"Yep, no, I didn't even know they'd signed
No, I
him."
didn't.
I saw it at the bottom under West Ham. I was like, "Pardon, 40 what?
Pardon,
Mental."
Pardon your French.
So there we go. That's just a fast one, just to drop that in.
Stinky.
Yeah, stinky
Another one,
toilet.
talking about players that were on loan last season. Matthias Tell to Spurs for 35 million euros.
Maybe under our host as the new manager, might manage to get a tune out of him, but he looked very raw. Didn't really.
I think this is all right for 30 million.
No, but I just think if Ange was still there, I didn't see the point. I think maybe with Frank's system and the way he likes to play, he's a
but
bit more suited, and I think it might be a
was-
decent transfer.
That was tough for him to come in January to a side that were 16th and couldn't win a game to save their lives in the
He
Premier
was on his
League.
own, wasn't he, at times when they were countering?
And he was just running and trying to make something
What was it,
happen.
that Wolves game where he tried his best not to score?
Yeah.
But I mean, he's still young. He had a big reputation for 30 million for Tottenham. It's worth a go.
I don't think it's a bad.
My
shot.
logic was, I actually don't think I can give an opinion on him because it's not his fault. I've watched lots of Tottenham this season, but I couldn't tell you if he's still a good player or not.
Well, he was playing off the left mostly, wasn't he? Probably as good as current day Son. So
Well, I think I'm as good as Son currently.
Exactly.
Flip me.
Well, as manager, where would you play him?
Who's Son? I'd get rid of him. If you're on about...
I'm on about Tell.
Well, I'd just throw him in on the left and see what he could do. Because last season we couldn't... Literally, he's got a complete clean slate where he's just do whatever. We'll ignore last season. Because if you watch them every week, he probably touched the ball about 5 times. Any of the forwards did. Like,
I think if you ask Spurs fans, they saw enough
Oh,
to,
yeah, that's
to,
the-
to take
Because
it.
yeah, I'm
imagine
not-
if
I
you're
don't think
watching
it-
week
that's
in,
what I
week
mean, I
out, I
don't
only
think
watched them on a
it's,
Sunday night. And
Yeah, I just
saw
think
moments.
under the circumstances, if Ange had stayed, I didn't see it working.
Yeah.
I'm
But
impartial.
I
I can't
think-
give an
But I
opinion
think,
on
I
it.
I think,
think that's
I think it's
decent.
I think it's a decent deal.
And with the Champions League, they're going to need a much
Bodies.
bigger
Yeah.
squad.
I do worry, for that squad, how it got bad with injuries before. And they think, oh yeah, we'll just sign a couple of players and we'll be fine. And Werner looks like he's off, doesn't he, to
He's
the
off
MLS?
to MLS.
And
yeah.
I've heard Son,
To the MLS as well?
yeah, well, just off in
No, he's
general.
off. Well, he probably should do. He's run his
Legs
course
have gone,
now.
haven't
Yeah,
they?
they're completely gone. And that was his main thing, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Okay, then. Next, we have got Trent to Real Madrid for 10 million euros in the end. Obviously, it was going to be a free, but they paid so they could have him at the Club World Cup, which is mental. What do we all make of that signing?
It's what you get with Real Madrid, and chances are he'll probably flop this season, but they typically come good in the end, don't they?
I love the signing.
No, I do as well.
I'd
I think
imagine it'd be very good.
It's
for
going to
them.
annoyingly good as well,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
I just think it's one of them where people are already going, oh, look, he's been dribbled past and he had the worst 30 minutes ever at the Club World Cup. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
it really doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter, does it?
And we're only going to really... Because, again, I'm not going to claim I watched lots of the league. I only watched it towards the end of the season when there's games that are important, like Barcelona versus Espanyol and things like that. Big moments towards the end of the season. So I imagine we're only going to watch him in the Champions League. And he'll probably deliver. He's a big game player, isn't he?
Yeah.
And the way that Alonso's going to set up, he's going to get him typically higher up the field,
And he's
which
gonna
is
get
where he's
him
going
on
to be
the ball.
most effective.
And
Yeah.
he's going to have less defensive responsibilities.
Because he
So
plays
really
that,
it makes
plays
sense,
that
doesn't it?
three, doesn't he? And then packs out the
He has been playing
midfield.
a back four at the World
Played a
Cup.
forward
but-
a little bit as well, but to get the most out of Trent, you get him high up the pitch. So
Yeah.
and it wouldn't shock me if he tried to play him in midfield in La Liga against those games where it's not,
Yeah.
where they're games where they're going to have more of the ball and need somebody to spray a pass. They've lost people like Modric and Kroos. You need somebody who can pick a pass, so just drop him in there and
Yeah.
let the boy play.
I feel like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
He's literally been arguably the best right back for years now on the planet, which is mad that he never played for England really in the position. But screw you, Southgate. At least you're having fun with Dave Beckham at Wimbledon, though. So next we've got. Sorry, I don't know why it annoyed me earlier. It was all posted everywhere. Because he got an MBE or something, didn't he, last week for his
Bex
Gareth Southgate for his what he'd done for
Services
England.
to football.
Services to football.
Okay.
I've literally done as much for England as he has. He's done nothing. Got literally nothing to show for it. So, well done, Gareth. Again, next.
How is she still rattling you when we haven't heard about him for like 6 months?
I don't know. Wound me up. Scrolling through Twitter, seeing him at Wimbledon, I was like, you're having fun, are you? Well, I'm not having
Just
fun.
leave him alone.
I need to. Sorry. Anyway, next we've got Liam Delap to Chelsea for 35.5 million.
I think it's a really good bit of business for 35.
I was going to say, I really like it. This is the one that I keep saying it. I didn't expect him to be as good as he is, and I thought he was incredible last season. I'd like to see what he's going to do. I think he's going to have a bit more of a bit part role. He's not going to be the main man, number 9, for the whole season, but they needed another striker because when they didn't have Nicholas Jackson, they had nobody last season, realistically.
And they've already paid his transfer off with the money they've accumulated.
Yeah, I saw
from
that,
the
yeah.
Club World
Have you
Cup,
seen
so
that? They've already recouped the transfer fee.
recouped 40 million from making it to the stages that they're at already. So
Which is just
mental.
mental in itself, isn't it? But yeah, I like that transfer. I think it's sensible. It's not a ridiculous
for the
fee.
price. Premier League, he scored goals in the Premier League. He's not as good as Nicholas Jackson at the moment. That's the only thing you could say is like he's not.
But he's got Nicholas Jackson had no one to compete with, did he?
No,
No,
exactly.
and I think he fits the bill of what Chelsea like in a striker.
Oh yeah, Chelsea fans will lap it up.
They're
'cause
like
he's
a
gonna-
battering ram and
they do.
somebody who charges and throws himself about and gets stuck in.
And the way they kind of played last year as well, there's a lot of wide play, and at times it was just like Pedro Neto had no one to cross to, so then he just drops and turns back on himself 17 times.
Yeah.
Cutting merchant.
Yeah, and who else was it on the other side?
Whether
Sancho.
it be Sancho.
Madueke.
Sancho
Madueke,
also
yeah.
just cuts back, and like there's no real target in the box some of the time, so he gives you that to just chuck a ball in.
And they like to press, didn't they? At times, they were quite high flying. Liam Delap loves that, doesn't he? Look, flip me. I've watched so many compilations of him just trying to rough up centre backs. I didn't realise how much of a thug he is.
Considering the lack of chances, he was pretty good in front of
Oh, he's
goal as
prolific.
well.
Yeah.
You know, you think of some of the sitters Jackson misses as well, you'd back Delap to take them.
But
So-
I just think main thing they've got a big competition because they're in the
Yeah.
Champions League, aren't they? So they can't just have Nicholas Jackson
Yeah.
on his own. Because who was the other one? That Nkunku and that Gui.
Yeah,
And Nkunku, who
Spanish
doesn't
player.
actually play
I
football.
still don't know whether he's any good. That Gui. I remember there was it was obviously fake rumours, but he was linked to the Albion as a loan last year, and I thought if you're getting linked, you can't be that good. There we go. Little mention. There we go. Next, we have got Shirky, isn't it? Shirky to Manchester City for 36.5 million. Now, I'm not going to give an opinion because
you've been watching too many Twitter highlights.
So many of his Twitter highlights. He's so good. His first touch is incredible. No, he's quite an exciting player again. Somebody that's been spoken about for years, to be honest. And I think they've been blessed with Lyon's financial situation where they were able to get him at such a small fee. But I'm intrigued as to how decent he will be, because my logic with this is when a player has this much hype from online and things, there's a reason why nobody went in with him before.
I think the one question with him is consistency. Can he perform to the standards that his top level, which is phenomenal at times? Can he do that repeatedly over and over again on a regular basis in the Premier League? Because the talent is off the charts.
I was going to say, when you see, you've seen moments of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I've seen it with my eyes. I've seen
I've seen it with my own eyes.
3 minutes and 40 seconds worth of it. It's incredible. But yeah, and
Including that clip in like the France warm up with the volley.
Yep.
Where he
I've seen him doing one
touch.
touch with Foden, and it's like you can just see there quite clearly. He's technically
Like Jogga Bonito music just needs to be put over.
Yeah.
the top,
Yeah.
You know.
But as you said, consistency. But Pep will have removed all of the fun out of him anyway. Soon,
That's the thing. Is he going to get pepified?
I really hope he doesn't, because that's
Because
what I'm really
we don't
worried
want another Jack Grealish who is not allowed to have fun anymore.
Yeah, or Doku or anybody
Doku.
else. He's not allowed to have fun anymore. There's a long list of them. Savinho only had fun for 2 weeks, and then he
Yeah.
just became a Pep winger, didn't he? We saw literally 2 games start going, oh, this guy's good, and then stopped, cut back, pass, keep the ball. But yeah, we'll see. But I'm going to go good,
Yeah.
because I believe
Yeah.
in Twitter highlights.
And they need a bit of spark in the final third because Foden's fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bizarre, isn't it? How I've still
Maybe it'll help him, but with De Bruyne going as well, they need a creative.
Somebody with a bit of a killer ball or a killer bit of quality.
And I really like Mamouche, but he's not a creator, is he?
He's a finisher, isn't he?
Yeah, but he might create you a goal out of nothing from 30 yards, but he's not going to put it on a plate for anyone.
Yeah, he's created for himself, isn't he?
I'm hoping like when Alvarez stepped up that little bit when he was playing
Yeah.
deeper role and would carry it and then like smash one in from wherever. Like Cherky's got that, but then a little bit more technical flair, bit of something in there. So it might be that little bit of missing spark that they've got.
But I'll tell you now, if I watch him on a Sunday and I've had a few beers and I see him do a few skills, I'll tell you now on the Monday podcast, I'll be talking about him being the best player on the planet. Okay, then we've only got a few more left. Huijsen to Real Madrid, €62.5 million in the end.
I think it's a good buy. I think it's a class buy.
He's a great player. It's a big fee, but
It's a big fee, but I
Real
think
Madrid
without the buyout clause, he'd have gone for more.
Exactly. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Bournemouth would have
And
held
then
out.
you look at it from Real's point of view, you get him and Trent for
70.
70 million quid.
It's mental.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. I mean, the maddest thing is he didn't even really start the season for Bournemouth, did he? It was when Senesi got injured. He came in and then just came into his own. So, and then a 50 mil buyout looks good.
Yeah.
At the time when they signed him for 15.
Yeah.
But now you're thinking, probably could have made that 70 or 80.
The thing I think now, he just needs to get a better celebration. You can't be doing that at Real Madrid. Just don't think it works for me. Just grow up.
Aura farming.
Yeah, doing his little, I'm a chill guy and all that. Grow up. You're an adult now. You're an adult. You're playing for the big boys. All sound good then?
Yeah.
Real Madrid don't do bad business, really.
Fits a
normally.
need for Real as well. They struggled with centre-backs last year, as we saw. Tchouameni was playing centre-back in the Champions League quarter-finals.
And they've got a couple now that are like on the new...
They hate Alaba.
Yeah. And he's not been fit either, has he? He's been
never been fit.
And then whenever he's played, they've not liked him.
Rudiger's good, but he's like that experienced head. You got that Asensio,
and he's
who's
coming
just
towards
signed
the
a
end,
new
isn't he?
deal.
Militao's injured a lot.
Injured, so Huijsen again, another young centre half.
Yeah.
Spanish as well.
Look at us, see, I told you, this is European knowledge, guys. We are the European boys making all the noise. Next, we have got Frimpong to Liverpool for 40 million. What's everyone's thoughts?
I think it's a good buy, 40 million. But he's not a right back, is he? He's another one. It's like a different type of non-right back.
Yeah.
They've just
Interesting to see how it works. Replacing both brilliant players, both have high attacking outputs, but completely different play styles.
Which is what I think. I'm glad you've all said it, because the narrative, if everyone thinks he's just going to be replaced by very similar, it's another attacking fullback. But as you said, this is a guy who's going to beat his man. He's not going to whip in a ball. He's
getting to the byline,
and he's one of the fastest players I've seen in a long time.
The
speed he covers
rapid.
the ground.
When I think I was watching the Netherlands side, and he was playing on the right wing.
He's right wing.
And
Right
Dumfries
wing,
was at
yeah.
right back.
What
The
a
two of
combo.
them. I was watching it. It was so intense.
You've
them
got
two.
pressing, attacking, and defending, and pace, and everything in two players.
But everything I've read and everything I've listened to, it was on the continent. They did a big bit of analysis on Frimpong about his defensive frailties. That basically he will be weaker in defence than Trent was, from what they've decided and saying about the way that they played at Leverkusen. He had cover, so he could get away with it. Whereas if he plays in the back four,
it was a 3, wasn't it? Yeah,
he'd never really play in the back four. So unless they change, it's going to be very interesting, because he's never.
When
really...
they did play a back 4, he was like right wing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Part of the front 3,
which is mental, isn't it? So yeah, I'm intrigued by this.
It's like when we got in those the FIFA Pro Team of the Years and stuff like that. They put him as right back, but he wasn't at all.
But no, very excited to see kind of how he plays. Just interesting.
I'm going to say I think this one's going to be a flop. Just putting it out there.
But it's a good transfer
business,
because of the price and the player you're getting. Like, if you look at, he's been one of Leverkusen's standout players for the last 3 seasons.
I'm just giving a prediction. I think he suggests everything should work.
It depends how they're going to use him, isn't it?
That's what. And I think in my mind, all I'm looking at it, and I forget that obviously the team will change, the team will adapt, because this is Slot's team now. He's getting players in that he wants. Whereas I'm imagining him going straight into this Liverpool team, in for Trent or for Bradley, and I just look at it and think, it's going to be quite interesting how he plays with Salah.
How he feels about it, Bradley.
Well, he was never good enough anyway.
No, he's not good enough
this
to be playing
narrative
like
that
50 games
yeah.
starting for Liverpool.
No, I know that. I just think I wonder how.
He's the classic, you know, when a player comes through the youth academy and everyone thinks he's a lot better than he is. That's what happens with. I know that's Conor Bradley's all over.
Oh yeah, I know. I just wonder whether he thought, "Oh, this is my chance," and then like.
But he'll probably still get. They'll probably still get
20 odd appearances.
Yeah, and Frimpong probably won't start every single game.
Or Frimpong will play on the right and Bradley will play behind him.
Yeah, and then
It'll be
Salah's
interesting to see what he does this
Salah's
season because you've got 2 new fullbacks. There's been rumours around Canate, hasn't there? So
Not signing a new deal.
gone. Real Madrid, isn't it? Again,
you'd probably expect
That's Alaba's replacement.
They're not very deep at centre back, are they?
No.
After
Quanza's going as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Off to
Quanza's
Leverkusen.
gone.
that's done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you'd think they've got to bring in another centre back.
Because they've got a buyback clause. Have you read that?
Quanza.
Yeah.
Yes, they're selling for 35. Sorry,
It's
30
a big
million.
fee for him, isn't it?
30
35 million.
So 35 million, he's gone, and they've got an option to buy him back for 60 million euros.
Oh, he's not that good, is he?
I didn't think he was that good.
I don't think he's
but
that good.
He must be quite good.
He's just
to get
tall.
that fee.
He's just really tall.
You know when you see a fee and you're like, have I missed something here?
He's okay, like. He's fine.
Mm-hmm.
35 million.
Oh, yeah, for his,
leaked messages
for his
on the
leaked DMs
internet
on the
than he is
yeah.
anything else.
To certain models online.
Newsbix.
Yeah. We've all been there, brother. Allegedly, I think. What I look at as a whole is, you remember when this is, I don't know where this name's come from. Maybe it's somewhere in the top. Remember when Reece Oxford, the player at West
from
Ham,
West Ham.
Yeah.
went out to Germany and everyone was like, "Oh, he's going to kill it." They got a good fee for him as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely flopped massively. I read something. He's just left Augsburg as well. He's a free now. Because he went to Gladbach, I think, then at Augsburg. But it's like a player where, again, is it just somebody in Germany's gone, "Oh, we've seen that kid's played a few games. Let's get him." Like I've not seen enough
Weird,
from him.
isn't it?
Maybe though, if he's gone to Leverkusen, maybe it's Ten Hag's. Well, I need to have a look who his agent is.
I saw this. I think it was like on an Arsenal blog or a podcast or something, saying about this Quanza transfer, saying we need to get better at selling, which we do. And there's been links with Kiwior and saying if Quanza's going for 35, you surely you'll be demanding like upwards of 40 for Kiwior, who's played in a Champions League quarter-final against Real Madrid and looked really good and came in and looked really good in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But that's just not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, but then you compare that to, Zabini, Zabani at Bournemouth, PSG,
rejecting
55 mil.
But this is because, as well, you got to remember Quanza is a young English centre-back as well.
But surely the English tax doesn't...
It must work everywhere. It does.
It can't happen in Germany
that's evidence it does. Because I know I'm with you. It makes no sense. I thought, when I saw it, it'd be 15 million or something like that, 10 million. Look, 35 million is mental. It's like, we're going through the transfers. Like, it's the same. You get Liam Delap, or you can get Quanza. You can get Cherky, yeah. Or Quanza. How does it make any sense?
There's something fishy going on there, isn't there?
Well,
it's because all the Bundesliga clubs just want to stay below Bayern.
Yeah, they do.
How can we not challenge them this year?
Let's spend 35 million on this kid who played 15 times for Liverpool.
Talking about Liverpool then, let's talk about Kirkis. 46.9 million euros.
I think that's brilliant.
Oh, he's incredible business.
Because he is like
the GOAT.
Andy Robertson 2.0. But
a bit meaner looking.
Oh, I don't know.
I think they're both very mean.
But you think when he came from Hull, probably and then developed for 2 seasons after, he was everywhere, up down, defensively good, whipping crosses in. It's just like buying that again.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise his career path until I had a look. There was a photo of him because he was at AC Milan, the youth system. So there's a photo of him coming up against Trent as kids, and they were talking because and I saw the photo. I was like, "What?" You forget how young he actually is, and his career is bizarre. I'm just gonna have to get it up again now. So so he was at OFK Verbas until 2014. Then he went to Rapid Vienna until 20. This is all through his youth system. This is not even. Then he went to Hodmazovska Hele, then Gior, then AC Milan, and this is all before. This is all youth career, yeah. So he's moved 4 clubs as a youth career. Never played for AC Milan ever. Got sold to AZ Alkmaar, yeah. And then from there, and you look at that career already, like the thing is, that's where I think he'll adjust because he's already done all these moves already,
Yeah.
and as you said, he's just a joke.
Wise above his age.
Oh, he's such a good player. I never got it at the start. I just thought he was one of those classic Bournemouth fullbacks, and they never
Try
replaced
really hard.
Charlie Daniels because I used to love that man.
Charlie Daniel.
Charlie Daniels and Adam Smith.
That is. How's he getting a
I
shout?
don't know where that name came from.
Oh, I had a soft
Screamer-
spot for Charlie
Screamer
Daniels
against
as well.
Man City.
He had
Oh,
the, he
he's
had the
so
wristbands
good.
on, I remember him scoring an absolute pearl in his yellow boots, and he was just so good. I loved him.
I was a big Charlie Daniels fan.
Who was the other guy there that was captain? Played for the Villa as well.
Played for the Villa. Bournemouth.
Simon Francis. Was it Francis?
Yeah, Simon Francis. Yeah, centre back.
Francis
I liked
Smith,
him.
Charlie
Steve
Daniels,
Cook as well.
Steve
Cook.
Oh, that was good. Football was at his peak. When Bournemouth were like they'd be playing Liverpool every week, and it'd be like 5-4 and stuff. It was incredible.
9-0.
But I don't know where Charlie Daniels came from then. Sorry,
That was good.
That just hit the back of my brain.
Nice that.
But I really like Kirkes, and I didn't get it at the start. But this season, I think he really stepped up massively.
Yeah.
But I just think that's a no-brainer. I don't think that's bad business. I don't think it can be. Flip me. Some of who they've tried to replace him with. You look at some of the left backs they've had. Bar Robertson, like Shimikasi isn't good enough, like for Liverpool's standard at all, is he?
No, not to start week in week out.
And you think before that it's like Moreno and players. This is like, is it Moreno? Marino.
Yeah,
No, that was Moreno.
That was
Alberto
Moreno.
Moreno, yeah.
Oh, I should have done the Hoisin earlier instead.
Hoisin.
So Hoisin.
Hoisin.
Then the final transfer we're going to talk about, Reindeers to City.
Right.
How do you exactly pronounce his name, by the way? Because I always laugh whenever.
I don't know.
Is it
Reinders?
Reindeers?
Oh, I thought it said Reinders.
Reinders. Because I heard reindeer. And then I
Reinders.
heard, he does.
He does.
Reinders 55 million to Manchester City.
See, he hasn't had I don't think he's had his best season at AC.
I don't think anyone at AC has.
Oh, they had a stinky
That's what
season,
I mean.
didn't they?
But
Still,
A lot-
everybody,
a lot of change at AC.
everybody
as well.
raves about how much of a player this kid is.
Yeah.
And he just gives me Gundogan feels about him.
I know exactly what you mean.
I haven't seen a lot of him, but like you said, everything you hear
And Reed, yeah, is.
and coming out of the Italian league, he's very highly rated.
And when you see him in the kit, it just looks right.
Mm.
There's something about it.
It
Just
sounds
looks
stupid.
Right.
I'm with you on that. And if you are shining, if you've got credit in the bank, I think they finished 9th, didn't they? In the end, I think they finished around 9th, somewhere around that. They had an awful season. They didn't get European football, did they?
No.
I know they won the Italian Cup though, didn't they? They beat Inter, didn't they, in the final? Tammy Abraham scored.
Oh yeah. Have you seen where he's off to?
They didn't
Sorry.
win the cup. Maybe it's a super cup.
Was it?
something.
Oh yeah, it was Super Coppa Italia. Sorry, it was
Bologna won the cup.
Sorry,
The
yeah,
Coppa
you're right.
Italia.
Yeah, they won the Coppa Italia. They won the other cup. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, you're right. Because Tammy Abraham is off to Besiktas.
Besiktas,
Yeah.
4-year contract. He's only 27. What's he
Imagine
doing?
it.
It's too early. Give it a couple more years.
So who else has gone there recently?
To Besiktas.
Yeah,
Shall I have a look at the
someone
squad?
big
I don't
recently,
know.
I think.
I'll have a look at the squad quickly.
Big name.
Duran's going, isn't he? To
Fenerbahce.
What the hell's that about?
Mental. I'll have a look for you now. But
Maybe
as
I'm
a
wrong.
sign-in, if you're what I was trying to say, sorry, if you stand out in that team, if you're getting credit from a season where they've had one of their worst seasons in years, you've got to be a good player.
Yeah.
If you any praise, because we know what the Italian media can be like, they can destroy players. And,
Yeah.
and to still having some praise coming out of this season, I think is mental. I'm just looking. I don't think Besiktas have had any big names, to be fair.
Maybe I'm just making it up.
I'm
Great
just looking.
content.
No, don't worry. Yeah, no real big transfers at all, from what this says. But
Yep,
good. Okay, then just Tammy Abraham. Galatasaray got Leroy Sane. I don't know if that's what you were thinking,
Maybe that's it, yeah.
because that's
That's
the
free, isn't
around
it?
about
3-year deal.
$500,000. I think he'll be earning with a base fee a week.
Fair play for going.
Yeah, I completely respect it. But yeah, so we all saying that one's a good one as well. That feels like City of old, doesn't it, that signing?
Yeah.
Just one where it's annoyingly good. And again, not ridiculous fee. 55 million euros.
Yeah, and he just bolsters that midfield because without Rodri, they looked weak.
Because Kovacic is pathetic.
Kovacic is okay, but I don't.
He's not the answer.
He's
He's
not-
not.
no.
He's not.
I've got the player I think you're thinking of as well. They have signed for 2 million. They've signed Immobile.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. I was looking at the.
Chiro Immobile.
I've realised. No, now I'm scrolling down. They've signed a load of old players. You ready for this one?
Turkish league.
You ready? They've also signed João Mario.
Oh wow, yeah.
Is he still knocking
Yeah.
around?
He's only 31.
West Ham.
The one who's at
legend.
Inter?
Yeah.
Inter and West
Yeah,
Ham.
yeah,
legend.
the one who's at Inter and West Ham. Yeah. Then they've also
He's not 31. I'm not having that. I'm not having that.
He's
He's got to be
literally
at
there.
least 40.
Gabriel Paulista as well.
Oh
Do you
my
remember the?
word.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just
Was
gone on
it-
a free.
Valencia or Villarreal after you?
He's just left
We signed
Atleti.
him from Valencia.
Yeah, he's just.
and then
he's
he
just
went
left.
to Villarreal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And that Endor has gone on a loan. You know the Paris player, the Paris Saint-Germain player. He kept.
Oh, yeah.
I think is he the one who scored? I think he was the one who came on and scored, wasn't he? The kid who went mental at the end. Do you remember the
He's gone to Besiktas.
on loan? Yeah. He's only 20, but he came on and scored. I think it's the guy who came on and scored. It's like a really weird group. All these players once you scroll down, it's all full of like just weird players. Rafa Silva as well. Do you remember him?
The Turkish league.
Oh, for
Well, we need to start
Portuguese
watching
winger.
the Turkish league.
Yeah,
There's
we
just
really
so
do.
many old
I
stars.
was going to say
It's
it.
nostalgia
Brilliant.
ball.
Yeah, but there you go. And that is the perfect ending for the podcast. Any other signings that you think will happen by the time this episode goes out that you want us to shout out?
Chelsea are going to sign that Bjorn Gittens, whatever his name
Yeah.
is, from Dortmund.
Yeah,
Another
that's
winger.
and João Pedro as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Pedro's 50 mil, 7-year deal.
I don't get that at all, by the way.
João Pedro.
Yeah. I think it just because I saw a video on this earlier, and I did a video earlier. If you go watch it on BucketHatSam 3,
I think no, it makes sense in the current Chelsea model because they'll probably sell Neto, sell Madueke.
but yeah,
It's just constant
no,
revolving
in
door.
I agree with you in that sense as in the sale. But you look at it, he fits the category of I saw this of players that do you know his position? He doesn't
Yeah,
actually
don't
have a.
know.
He is the new Nkunku and João Felix of the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Fits in. Is he a striker? Is he a winger?
Well, that's-
is
yeah,
he a 10?
They'll just sell Nkunku.
Yeah.
They'll sell one of the wingers.
João Felix is back, by the way. He didn't actually leave. Someone messaged me about that. It was only they haven't activated the option, so he's back at Chelsea.
Where did he end up?
AC.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So that there's an option, but I don't
I saw
think they've
somebody
taken-
like quote tweet that one where it's like Zhao is home, and they were like, "Don't think he knows what home is anymore."
But yeah, and is there any Arsenal stuff that's happening or not?
Well, there's three that are done basically. We're just waiting for medicals and announcements.
Okay.
Is that the
Kepa, Zubamendi, and
Zubimendi
Norgard.
for the 45th time?
Yeah,
I think they're all good. Again, another
I think they're all
three.
good signings.
Kepa for 5 million is mental, by the way.
Yeah.
And you look at his.
Kepa's going for less than Sam Johnston did to the Wolves.
Then I
Half
think
of
You
No.
look
Nor-
at what you're getting for a second choice keeper. He's obviously quite happy now to be a second choice.
well,
I think
yeah.
I would be. It's the perfect job.
That's
in
what I
football.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's the best
what I mean,
job.
it's like-
second best job behind third choice keeper.
Yeah.
Unless you're City's third
And if you're the
choice.
fourth choice, that's the greatest job.
Like Tom Heaton.
Yeah,
Got another
Tom
deal.
Heaton,
Yeah.
Carson, Bettinelli at
Yeah.
Man City.
I just mean like he
Freddie
obviously
Woodman at
played,
Liverpool.
Yeah, he
Oh.
played first team last year. I know Bournemouth fans are a bit on the fence about him at times. But
Solid.
he could have easily have thought, oh yeah, I'll go and get in at first team, but he must be happy with whatever
Yeah.
they've offered him. But
I really like the Norgard signing as well to replace Partey and Jorginho.
yeah,
Got all into the stats. I saw a post with all the
Oh,
stats.
go on,
Football is played with the eyes though, kids, not just stats.
Sounds like it.
But
But
you know, it was like the charts, and they do the different categories, and they
Oh,
compare
they
the
do
two
the
players.
big-
oh,
yeah, I love
God.
those.
And it was just all the defensive ones were like 90th percentile. Just like, "Whoa,
look at what we're getting for 11.
He's gonna win
the
it
most
back
interceptions in the league.
ever per 90.
But no, just like it. And then the fact that you're getting it 10 mil, you'd say for 31-year-old, you'd be like, ooh. But
in today's market, it's not.
you've lost Jorginho on 110 grand a week. You've lost Partey on
Party's not that young though, is he?
no 30,
31.
31.
Yeah.
Um,
He just
Jorginho's
wanted-
older.
he just wanted
Partey
a
was
lot
on
of money,
200
didn't he?
grand a week, and you'll get Norgard on like 40. So
Yeah, and he thinks he's going to have an increase to what he was on at Brentford. So
and then Zubamendi will also not be on Partey's money,
yeah.
and will be the pivot point for the midfield, starting every game. He'll be the one threading passes. I'm obviously
The
getting
South-
quite deep into it again.
got the Sociedad
Listen to
boys
all
back.
the podcasts, but I think the hope is to stop Erdegaard coming deep to get the ball. Zubimendi will just give him the ball in the final third, so he doesn't have to do any of that, all the hard stuff going backwards.
Which is where you want Odegaard, which is why I think he dropped off a bit last season,
Yeah.
didn't he? Because he
That's
Keep
was
that's
that
the
link up
point.
with Saka in that little right hand channel and
Just get him in advanced positions when the defence isn't set,
Yeah,
which will be a massive help.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing him.
And then talking about other big clubs, obviously, I'm going to say it now.
Nat Phillips.
Nat Phillips, come on! I'm not going to mention the player who might be joining because I know I'll jinx it.
Are you sure?
Yep. Okay, I'll say it. David Brooks, please come to the Albion. So we'll finish on that.
Permanently.
Permanently, please. Perfect ending to the podcast. Thank you, boys. That was very enjoyable. Let us know your thoughts on all of those transfers and give us a 5-star review. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. It's very hot in here. Yes,
so hot.
We're recording this on 30th of June as it's 31 degrees today, so we need to get out of this room because these lights are making me sweat. Thank you, and peace.